In a wide-ranging interview ahead of the COP26 climate summit, she said the public needed to uproot the system. The change is going to come when people are demanding change. So we can't expect everything to happen at these conferences, she said. She also accused politicians of coming up with excuses. The COP26 climate summit is taking place in Scotland's largest city, Glasgow, from October 31st to 12 November.It is the biggest climate change conference since landmark talks in Paris in 2015. Some 200 countries are being asked for their plans to cut greenhouse gas emissions, which cause global warming. Ms. Thunberg, who recently launched a global series of concerts highlighting climate change called Climate Live, confirmed she would be attending COP26. She said her message to world leaders was to be honest. In my view, success would be that people finally start to realize the urgency of the situation, realize that we are facing an existential crisis, and that we are going to need big changes, that we're going to need to uproot the system, because that's where the change is going to come.
Read more about the COP26 summit here. Ms. Thunberg did not believe that UK plans to curb greenhouse gas emissions to reach a target of net zero by 2050 was sufficient, or that the UK was a climate leader. Unfortunately, there are no climate leaders today, especially not in the so-called global north. But that doesn't mean that they can't suddenly decide that now we're going to take the process seriously, she said. Speaking about the targets for reaching net zero, which means not adding to the amount of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere, she said that it was a good start, but cautioned that it doesn't really mean very much in practice if people continued to look for loopholes. COP26 will be attended by climate activists from across the world. I hope this climate conference is going to be an inclusive conference, to include all voices in the talks. They need to use indigenous people in the talks, marginalized people in the talks, people from the most affected areas, he said. It's very important for people from the global south to speak for themselves, not other parts of the globe to speak on their behalf. Because we are the ones who have been affected by climate change, so it's very important we can hear from our own people, with our own ideas, our own voice. From her home in Sweden, Ms. Thunberg also spoke about her own role as a campaigner. I don't see myself as a climate celebrity, I see myself as a climate activist. I should be grateful because there are many, many people who don't have a platform and who are not being listened to. Their voices are being oppressed and silenced. I'm a completely different person when I'm in private. I don't think people would recognize me in private. I'm not very serious in private. I appear very angry in the media, but I am silly in private. When asked about why she sang a Rick Astley hit at the launch of Climate Live, she said that it was a climate movement in joke. She has previously taken part in the internet phenomenon Rickrolling by tweeting out what she said was a link to a new speech, but actually linked to the music video for the song. Why not? I mean, we have internal jokes within the climate movement, where we always rickroll each other.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.